Hi guys, welcome to the flight tonight. I was down in Stuggart and with the amazing AirHolland livery for the 737-700. We're going to be taking a flight from Stuggart down into Schiphol. We're going to be departing runway 07 and we'll be coming in for runway 22. We can check the A to see where it is because we're transitioning off at RTIP as we come in from that side, and we'll be coming in for the ILS. So we get to take this lovely 737-700 livery out for a spin for the flight over into Holland. So don't forget to like and subscribe guys and help us get to that 2K goal. And with that all said and done, let's get into the cockpit and start the aircraft up ready for our departure. Okay, so we're in the 737-700 now. So we'll go on our overhead, we'll put our battery on unguarded, standby power is guarded, put ground power to auto, put the ground power on, we'll stay on the standby, and we'll put that to bat if we really want. So after that we're going to put on the emergency exit lights to armed. We'll get our panel lights all set up for the aircraft so we can get out, put our chimes and fasten seatbelts on. Elevation down in the airport is -14, so I'm going to leave that at 0. Put the engines to start. We'll go over and get the trim air on. We'll put our recircs on with the packs and we'll open up the isolation valve. Cruising altitude is going to be 240, and if we go and get our panels now all lit up, ready to go. Okay, they're all set. So we're going to be leaving runway 07, which is the 072, which is set. We'll set up the VOR as well afterwards. So we'll go into our FMC, we'll get the IRSs now aligned. Okay. So we're going to our position, we're going from Echo Delta Delta Sierra, which we'll put in just to quickly align. We'll be coming in to Schiphol, and then on our route we're going to be departing runway 07, and on our charts for the departure we're going to be going out on the Taggart 2 hotel. From Taggart we're going to take the Zulu 3, which will take us to Abumo. From Abumo we're going to take the November 857, the 850, sorry, which will take us to Jism. From Jism we're going to head down the Zulu 505, which will cross us to Norku, which will be the start of our arrival. So we'll go to our arrival now. We're going to be taking the Norka 2 Alpha. So there's a Norka 2 Alpha. We're coming in for the ILS runway 22 and we'll transition off at RTIP, so that's all good. We'll activate that in. Go to our perf now, we'll get all of that up so we can input it into the system. So our zero fuel weight is 60.2 tons, which gives us a fuel of 8.5, which is there, and our reserves are 2.5. Cost index, if we have a look at that now, we can get that all sorted, which is 55, which is all set. We're going for a flight level of 240, which said we could probably go up to 280. Okay, which is fine. We'll go into our ISA now. So because we've changed to 280, we'll get a fresh set of numbers. So 280 minus 36, which gives us a deviation of 3. Cruising wind is 318 at 045, which is all set. Okay, so that's all done. We'll go to our N1 limit now. We'll go full takeoff and we'll take a climb 1. Go flaps 5, which will be a 140, a 142 and a 150. So bug 150, and we'll arm the flight directors. We'll get our co-pilot's panel up, and our center of gravity is 23.8. Okay, which gives a trim of 5. Okay, which is set. We'll go ahead now, put one pump on and get the APU started. Okay, which will be set. Go ahead now, isolation valves open. Go ahead and put on our window heats. Turn the probes on just before we go. IRS is now aligned, so we'll turn on the yaw damper and we'll get everything all done there. As soon as the APU comes on, then we'll switch over the buses and turn on the APU bleed, and then we can get the aircraft all set up ready for our departure route. So whilst that happens, we'll do our tests.
Light slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Obstacle. Obstacle. Pull up. Airspeed low.
Okay, so that's all clear. We'll get our ATIS in as well. So check the overheats and do our fire tests. Okay, which is fine. Check the APU and engines, which are all good. TCAS, we can't test it on here. So, as you can see, we just need to put in our fuel. So we'll switch over the buses now, go to the APU gen, we'll get our electrics on, we'll turn our pumps all on, we'll get our anti-collision on as well, we'll tell the cabin to get ready to go. And with that now, we'll get ready to push and tug. Okay, so we'll get the ATIS now, 1019 for the QNH. Which is set. Do the first officers as well. 1019, which is set. You can see 10003 for our wind. Okay. There we go. Acceleration high.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Set parking brake.
Okay. Verify takeoff speeds, which have not changed. Parking brake is set. So we're all good now. So we'll tell everyone to go away. There we go. Okay. APU bleed can go on now. So he's going to lift us up now, where we can get all ready to go.
Now connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, release parking brake. We'll turn the packs off, so now we can release the parking brake and get ready to go.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engines.
Okay, so we'll go for engine number 2. If we have a look now, see our start valves open. Introduce the fuel. So, EGT increasing, N2, and oil pressure is increased, so engine number 2 now has come to life. Wait for that to switch over onto the bus. We'll turn on the probe heats now as we'll be going in just a second, so we'll go for engine number 1. Same again, start valves open, N2 increasing, oil pressure will start to rise. As we get to 25%, then we'll let the fuel come in, and then we'll be all set to go. So 25, introduce fuel, EGT increasing. Okay, as we start to make that right turn. And what I also want to do is, whilst we're here, when we leave out the runway, we want to track Luberg 10912. Okay, which is set. There's the Luberg I'll be tracking it on the 332.
Operation complete. Please set parking brake.
Okay, set a parking brake.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, so he's going to drop us down now, so then we can go out. Okay, so I'll put Stuggart in, as we can see, and Stuggart we're leaving out on the 072, so we can then track it outbound. So DME 5.6 from Stuggart, we're then going to turn on to the 332, which will track the Luberg VOR, which is all good. So we'll test our recall, which is all good. We'll switch over the buses now, go to the Gen 1, we'll turn our packs back on, the
Tow
isolation
is
valves are
disconnected
auto.
and bypass pin has been
APP
removed.
can go off.
Hand signal on the right. I'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
And the APU can go off. We've got our positions steady, we can put on our logo, turn on our taxis now as we are ready to leave. Okay, so put our auto brake to RTO, we'll drop our flaps 5. Okay, so there's our flaps 5 down. We'll do our systems check whilst we're here on wing level. So we'll go full left, full right, full forward, full backwards, rudder left and rudder right. So that's all good there. We're all set now to depart. We'll reset our view just before we head out. So we'll look on our taxi now. As you can see, we're going to come out onto November and turn right onto Kilo. So we're ready to go. So we'll release the brake and we'll power up. There we are now moving. As you can see, there we are. There, taxi to the end. So we turn left now and then take that first right. As we get ready to leave runway 07, so 5.6 DME from the airport is where we're going to that left turn to then track the 333 or the 332 on our way to Luberg. Got a trim all set, auto brake is RTO, altimeter is 1019 which is also check, and our heading is set for 072. Okay, so we'll get ready now to turn on to Kilo. Okay, so we're going to enter now runway 07. So we'll get our lights ready now, so we'll turn our wheel well, our wing, our runway tunnels can go off, our taxis can go off, our runways can go on as well. Tell the cabin to get ready for takeoff.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Okay, cabin secured. Okay, so we're now on the runway. We'll just stop for a moment. Get the aircraft stationary. Just put our brake on for 1 second. So 109. Everything's all good here. We can start the clock. Landing lights and everything are on. And we'll reset our view just to be on the shore side. So, can release the brakes. Go to 45%. And toga. Airspeed live.
$80 knots.
Check. Throttle hold.
D1. Rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Okay, so we'll turn on the LNAV and VNAV. VNAV will come on after 400.
400.
If you checked. So VNAV will now come on. As we follow up now. Following the flight director.
1000.
Check. So as we just level off now. Let's climb up. Put on the throttle reduction so we can start to come up nice and steady. Making that left turn onto the 332 where we're 13 miles from Luberg VOR. So we can go to flaps 1 now. Okay, flaps up. Okay, so we're just waiting to turn on to the 332. Then we've got to our cruising altitude as we follow the restrictions up. Okay, so the reduction's over now. And we'll go up to 90%. We're going into that left turn at any moment. Tracking the Luberg where we can do our Q&H's now, which are fine. As we go into that left turn just a little bit more. Keep it nice and stable. Comes to 250. Holding around. There's our 250. So we'll just hold it there to complete the turn, to then head on to Luberg. Passing through 8,000 feet, coming to 3,000 feet per minute, and now we'll level back off for Luberg. So we'll level the aircraft back now, as it is a little choppy. So the aircraft now is going to go onto the autopilot, where we have full control of the ONAV and VNAV, where the aircraft will take control now. So we'll turn off the landing lights, runway turn-offs can come off with our wheel well, tell the cabin, turn off our seatbelts to auto, as we now climb up to our cruise speed and then start to climb up just a little bit more, up to 280. There we go, which is set. And on our climb up 280, 28 target. So we'll now be on the SID, just leaving Blueberg 1092. There's Taggart. So passing 120 as we now climb up to 280. Now put on the engine anti-ice, turn on our start switches to continuous, turn on the wing anti-ice, and we are now all set to head to Amsterdam Schiphol for our arrival into runway 22. So if I show you the route, so if we step it now, you'll see that we're going to come round onto that right turn past Tarik and get to our top of climb of 280. As we come across, we'll then get all the way down past Arpeg, where we'll come to our top of descent at Norku, which will be basically 280 below and 200 above. Come down through Sonza, we will decel through Oscar, and then we'll finally hit RTX. Okay, so we're now passing through 18,000 feet on our way to Amsterdam Schiphol, and we won't have too far to go. Scrap out the VORs now. So what we'll do is we'll go to our takeoff cinematics, guys, and then once we get to our top of descent, we'll then get ready to come down for the ILS runway 22 down in Amsterdam Schiphol. So don't forget to like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, and I'll see you in just a sec when we get back for our top of descent. Hi guys, so right now we are just at our top of descent. So what we can do is we'll set the MCP altitude down to 3,000 feet, which is where we will intercept for ILS 22. Currently heading on the 307, as now we've just passed, so we'll be on 306, and you can see our top of descent is right in path. If we go to our plan, I can show you the route that we're going to take. So as we step around, we're going to come past Norku at the top of descent, take a left turn to Oscar, and then RTIP is our transition, our initial approach fix at 7,000, where we head down towards Schiphol, and then we'll backtrack up the runway to intercept for the ILS. So that is the route, and that is the plan. So we're all getting ready to descend now. Okay, so there's vertical deviation. So we'll get the Shipnall's VOR in. Okay, so on the arrival we've got the Shipnall VOR. We're going to go in and get our ILS's for the runway. So the ILS is 10915, which is set. 1015, which is checked. Going to be coming in on the 220, which is also set as we've started our descent now. Which is also set, and we're going to go for a flaps 30 149. Get the ATIS for Amsterdam as well. Shove that in so we can get our Q&H's. So descent checklist, put our engine starts to continuous, which are checked. Fasten seatbelt signs are on, which is checked. We've told the cabin as well that we are coming down. Got the engine anti-ice on as well. We'll open up our speed brakes as we start to come down. And what we can do is on the first officer's side we'll put in Shipnall, which is the 10840. Okay, which is set. So we can see that we've got the splicable VOR, as we're going to track that from Robis onto the 2FMC now, and just wait for our arrival. So now we'll go on to the 273, which is set. Auto brake's going to be max, as when we come off we'll be coming off around Gulf 4 hopefully, which will then take us up to the gate. Okay, so we'll keep our speed brakes open, and we've got our decel coming up in just a moment. It should be 240. RTIP will be for 7,000. So we'll keep the speed brakes open. As we're going to decel in around 10 miles. check the ATIS now. So QNH is 1006, few at 1000, broken at 1500, 150 variable 210, and 108 at 18. Okay, which is fine. So 22 will be for us. Few at 1000, broken at 1500, and 2003. Okay. So on the decel, we'll now slow the aircraft to 240. As we're going to hit the decel in just any moment now. Then we'll release the speed brakes. Look at our vertical deviation on our descent. So 1600 feet per minute to get down. For R-tip. And we're heading on to the 249 course, as we then will switch over to our ILSs for runway 22. So QNHs are 13,000, so we'll go to our approach checklist. We'll arm the QNHs at 1006, which is set. Auto brake set at max. Got for the ILS, we've got the 10915, which will now switch over for the ILS as well, which is set, and we're coming in for the 220 degree course for the ILS, which is checked. Engine start switches are continuous, seatbelts are on, and we'll tell the cabin now to prepare for landing. So passing 10,000 feet now, going to put our landing lights on, our runway turn-offs, so taxis we'll just leave them on anyway, and put our wheel well, which will be on for when the gear comes down. So we're currently at 250, we're just waiting for the QNHs to come back, and then we'll input that into the FMC. We'll then get ready to come down onto the runway. So ATIS is 1004, broken at 1008, scattered at 1002, few at 7, and we've got 190 at 17 knots. Okay, so we'll pre-put 1004 in, which is set. And we've got 1004, which is set again. Put our max bank on, so once we get to Splill, then we are going to make that right turnaround. As you'll see, we're now coming into view now, as we're currently on the 231. So now we're going to slow down to 220 to hit our decel, as we transitioned off from R-tip. That was our initial approach fix. So we'll be coming down now to Schiphol, and then we'll backtrack up on the 036 to then come round onto the ILS for 022. Okay, 190 at 17. So it shouldn't be too bad. You can see the runway just underneath the clouds. As we now stay at 220 before we come down into Schiphol. So we'll make that right turn now onto the 248. Currently 13 nautical miles, then we'll backtrack to the 035. So everything's all set. We've got our speed brake which is armed, our auto brake which is set to max. We've got the ILS course frequency which is 10915, which is cross-checked on either side. We've got flaps 30 at 148 plus 5 will be a 153. And we've got the course which is 220 for when we intercept the ILS for runway 22. So should be a really nice arrival in. Got some winds, we'll see how it handles, and we're all ready to come down. And as you can see, there's a vector in there, so we'll take the vector out. And we're all set to come in. So flaps 30, 147, 152, which is all set. We'll do 148. Let's see if we can change that down. There we go for a 152, which is set, approaching now near to the airport. So there's our top of descent. Slow down to 220. Getting ready to track the 035. You can see our flaps 5 down here. So we say we've been told to go direct to the Echo Hotel 649. Okay, we'll start our descent. And we can slow down to our flaps up. So we'll track the 035, which is set. Get our flaps up, which is set as well. As we leave 7,000 feet. Speed brakes are armed. Gear is off. So it looks like we'll be taking the 060. As we did cut the track short. So that'd be the 058. Come down through 6002. Not going to intercept the ILS until we get to the Echo Hotel 450. So we can take this turn and then we'll already be lined up, ready to take the localizer. So, got our approach. So, after our descent, our pressurization and landing altitude was set, anti-ice is off, the approach briefing and fuel was discussed, the speeds and altitude bugs are both set. Flaps 30, 147 plus 5 at 152 for 3,000 feet. After that we've got our approach, so altitudes and instruments are set and cross-checked. So we've got the 1004 which is cross-checked on either side. We've got the 220 degree course for the ILS on the 10915 which is also set. After that we've got the auto brake which is max, which we can also see as well. And then for landing we've got start switches continuous, which they are, which are checked. After that we've got our recall, which is checked. After that we've got our landing gear, speed brakes armed, and we can now set the QNHs back to 1004. Which is set. Got the minimums, which is the 186 for a 200 foot decision. as we now go into that right turn. As you see, weather's not very good. We'll limit our bank angle so we don't go off track here. Landing lights are on and checked. As you see, weather is really bad. We are using the real-time weather as well.
1,000 to go.
Okay, so we'll go on to runway heading now, which is 220. We
1,000 to
backtrack
go.
round. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll lower our speed now. Go down to flaps 5. So we'll open up number 1, just start the decel. There's 3003. Okay, there's glide slope. Okay, go flaps 5, just to help us along. On 169. Okay, so put on the approach. There, we'll get ready to make that left turn. So there's localizer. Glide slope will become active in just a second, so we're down to 2000. Okay.
1,000 to go.
So we just wait for the localizer to come in now, as we stay under the glide slope. So then once we hit the localizer, then we'll get the glide slope as well, which is there. So go flaps 15, gear down. If we left the altitude at 3,000 feet, then we wouldn't have captured the glide slope. So by just lowering the altitude, kept the glide slope just above. So then we could wait for the localizer to come in.
2,500.
So gears down, we're on the single channel now. Localizer is established and the glide slope is as well. Auto brake is max, we've got speed brake which is armed, the ILS is established, and we're coming down on a single channel, 6 DME, 6.5 away from the airport. As you can see, that is the winds down in Schiphol right now that we are using with the real-time weather. So 2,000 feet now, we're going to go down to flaps 30, which will be our 1.5, what was it, 147, so it'll be the 152. So 40 knot winds, not very nice, glide slopes in. So right now the autopilot has full control, as we are going to disconnect in just a moment. So then we can gain control. So 1006 just passing, and we'll disconnect the autopilot and the auto throttle. And now I have control of the aircraft. Should be able to hold it a little bit better than what the autopilot was doing. So we'll try to keep her as stable as possible. Follow the glide slope down. We're going to be aiming for around 800 feet per minute. Got 152. That clicking noise, I think, is a bug on the 700s. I haven't updated the, I downloaded a new file for it, so it might just be the bug within the file. So flaps 30, gear down, 3 green. Speed brake is armed. Got auto brake max,
1,000.
and we are established on
1,000
the
feet
glide slope.
stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Trying to hold our speed as steady as possible. Okay, keeping it stable, 2 red, 2 white.
$500. 400. 300. Approaching minimum.
Keeping it nice and stable now as we come in.
200.
There's our 2 red, 2 white.
Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, speed brakes are up and reversers are active.
$80 knots.
Check. Reversers can come in. And we'll disarm the auto brake now. As you can see, the wind is not very nice here in Schiphol. But here we are down in Schiphol as we get ready to taxi on back onto the block. So we'll turn our speed brakes back in, we'll take our flaps as well as we head for the taxiway. And there we are, guys, down in Schiphol for the ILS runway 22. So what we'll do now is we'll get our flaps back in. We've got our auto brake which is off. We'll wait 3 minutes, then start the APU up before we get to the block. And now it's time for our landing cinematics, guys. So don't forget to like and subscribe, leave your comments down below. Help us get to that 2K subscriber goal, and I'll see you when we get back when it's time to taxi to the gate. So see you. And there we are, guys, down in Shipnal for the flight of the evening. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, and I'll see you all again soon for the next available flight. So take care for now. Bye bye.